Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and I'm going to try to get this in before the hammering starts again. So here's Anonymous's story. Dear Ollie, I'm writing to you about my current situation with my current roommate. I would describe him as a borderline male on the DL. I want to keep him anonymous at the moment, though. I may share this video at some point with my other roommate, who is the only one on the lease. In my opinion, he's quite sexually depraved, so I will call him Spanky. In this story, I will try to show how things just keep getting worse with people like this, and in the global situation, it is way too much of a liability to be around them at all. Spanky moved in after our last roommate moved out late last year. He seemed nice and cool when I first met him, so I gave the go-ahead to our other roommate to accept him. It only took 1 week before I saw the first big red flag. We were all watching TV, and my roommates were discussing Seinfeld. This is something I hate doing nowadays. Seinfeld is so cliche, and if you don't look at the plot lines, everyone in that show is an evil sociopath. Yeah, they're all narcissists. Really. I mean, that's why they all got sent the last episode. They basically all got sentenced. That's weird. They all got sentenced, Seinfeld, to a year in prison for being a bunch of narcissistic sociopaths who only cared about themselves. That's what they got sentenced for. It's kind of funny. That's why, my father loves Seinfeld, because of the sociopathy, Another show like that, where now would be the equivalent, is It's Always Sunny. I mean, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You are watching 4 narcissistic sociopaths, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, boomerism. It's all there. It's all there in that show. So, I get it. That being said, me and my family watched it every night, and it was generally a good time. And you know what the weird thing is? I'll say this about Seinfeld again. The boomers love Seinfeld. Listen, Gen X loves Seinfeld too. But they were there clapping along, these boomers, as Jerry Seinfeld was dating what? A 17-year-old high school girl. That's what I'm trying to tell you about. I know this isn't a baby boomer video, but the evidence of their degeneracy is everywhere in modern culture, and that's how you get to where we're at today. Slowly. So I took part in their conversation, but in a limited way. Spanky then asked me, hey, trivia question for you. Do you know Kramer's mother's name? I don't know Seinfeld that well. Like I said, my father, my brother, I know a lot of people who are religious into it. Like, I know some episodes, and they are very funny, but I never was like, I gotta record it, I gotta see it, I gotta this, I gotta that. I know it because my father watched so much of it. I think to myself, I don't even want to try to access that data again. I want no part in this conversation. So I say to Spanky, no, though I'm sure I knew at one time. He snickers and says under his voice, yeah, right. If you knew at any point, you'd know now. Yeah, he's gay. Yeah, he's gay. That's bitch. That's bitch. That's full bitch. That's full passive aggressive. And I'll tell you this, he probably has a little thing for you. That's what that is. He's pulling your pigtails. See? Weird, but that's what's going on. And that happens a lot. I mean, that happens a lot. It happens a lot with me. Believe me. They come and they try to pull like, oh, you gotta... Yeah, no, guy. You're trying to pull my virtual pigtails. I don't have them. No. That's where that's coming from. Yeah, you got this guy down right. I took that as him directly calling me a liar. I immediately filed him under Grey Rock. This human no longer has access to my good times. I end the conversation there and leave the living room. Yeah, this was like his way of almost like pulling your pigtails because he has a crush on you. After that, I was careful to be nice to him and engage positively, but always be on my way. Problems arose as a result of my cooking good cuts of meat and other awesome meals. It's the jealousy. I mean, that's how, because he sees you as competition. He wants you, he wants to be you, but he wants to destroy you at the same time, you know? Dude, I have been through this so many times. So many times. I would be generous and share my great meals with them, and they were appreciative and they liked them very much. They liked it so much and had grown so accustomed to my great food, it seemed like they now felt entitled to it. I don't blame them, kinda. It would be nice if I had a gourmet chef around to cook me I'm not sure, sous vide, 20-hour, 40-hour pork butt and give it to me. But I'm just not that fortunate as of late. One roommate would, in fact, reciprocate, and he did a great job of cooking meals and shared them with me. I was appreciative. Spanky once asked me if he could have a meal that I just cooked, but had wrapped to be eaten on work lunches that week. I could never say no to someone that asked for food, so I simply say yes. He then hands me a can of SpaghettiOs, no meat, and offers it in exchange for my awesome food. Oh man, some people just don't know better. I mean, it's just give me. Like a chick. I mean, like a spoiled chick here. I politely decline, and he says, "Are you sure? I'll tell you what. I'll leave it for you on the counter, and you can have it whenever you want." This is like something your girlfriend would do when she steals your hoodie. Come on. Dude, this guy has such a thing for you. I say, "No, Spanky, it's okay. Thanks, though." He leaves the room. At this moment, I feel incredibly insulted. At the same time, I feel bad for him, too. I don't even consider SpaghettiOs to be food, never mind all the preservatives they put in there. At the same time, Spanky just doesn't know what is good. It's really pathetic. Then I plan to change my food-giving patterns and end up eating worse foods and not as often to avoid their envy. That's what they want, though. That's what he wants, because he doesn't really want you to dude, it is so weird. It is such a weird dynamic with these borderlines, because, like, they hate you and they love you and they want to be you all in one. All in one. I mean, that's what drives a lot of my male haters. It's this type of behavior. They hate me and love me at the same time and want to be me. They want to cut my face off and wear me as an Ollie mask. That's how this guy wanted to cut you and be you. It's such an odd dynamic, and it is fucking bizarre when it's like you look at these like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? And how do you not see it? Not you, but I mean the person doing it, the borderline. Like, how do you not see it? Though I did still buy really high quality ingredients, like $12 a half gallon raw milk from a local farm. That's a little insane. That's insane. And really high quality Amish butter. That's probably good as hell out there. Them Amish. Listen, them Amish, you know, they don't do anything half-assed, that's for sure. And really quality Amish butter, as well as lots of other goodies. I am fine with people using my ingredients for their recipe needs, though. I would expect people to buy some replacement items once in a while. They kind of did, but it was always the lowest quality food you can imagine. Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, $12 a half gallon raw milk. I mean, on one end, they shouldn't be using. There's enough blame to go around on that one. You can't, if they use it and they know it's $12 a gallon, then I guess they should be. But I mean, $12 a half gallon milk is is nuts in my opinion. I mean, I understand why, but I mean, to me, I mean, whew, there's got to be some good milk. Margarine is not butter, and Spanky's skim milk isn't milk in my opinion. Well, no, skim milk isn't milk anyway. It's basically white water. So the plan was for them to buy their milk and eggs and then buy my high quality food and put it in a drawer. Of course, that didn't work. Spanky would blast through his supply and then go through mine. Though he would be real sneaky about things like only taking one egg every couple days and cooking it in the middle of the night. I only noticed because I would cook eggs sometimes expecting there to be a dozen eggs and one would be missing. And then a couple days later I would go to cook eggs and there would be no eggs and there is no butter. The depravity of this man knows no end. For instance, I've been able to finish a mayo container in living alone in my life. Oh, I've never been able to finish a mayo container in living alone in my life. Well, check that one off because Spanky finished my mayo in 2 weeks. I couldn't financially keep up with his eating habits. The situation became impossible, so I just got takeout. You know, a lot of this is also living with roommates is tough. I mean, it's a tough haul to begin with, living with roommates like this, especially when you have more expensive tastes and they're eating SpaghettiOs, you know. Of course, he notices this and sees I'm becoming more and more withdrawn. What's his answer to this? He tries to aggressively pursue making friends with me. He came into the room with my desk in it and looked at me with a weird stare and said, "Hey, I have a suggestion for you." Like a chick, like that's trying to get your attention. Do you not see this? He has a thing for you. He's pulling your pigtails. I think, oh great, someone has a suggestion, and probably literally roll my eyes and look at him. He says, "Well, first let me ask you," like, holy Christ. Do you not see this as like a relationship? He's talking to you like a girlfriend, like a chick. Before he gets the sentence out, I feel like I'm going to be pinched by a pyramid scheme. He goes on, "Do you like scary movies?" I quickly say no. A look of disappointment comes across his face. Like, oh, really? Because I thought that we could watch blah, blah, blah movie on Netflix and have a few beers. Dude, how do you not see that this guy was into you? I say no. He looks even more disappointed and dejected and says, "Nah, it was never going to happen, was it?" And walks out. I think, are you now calling me an asshole for not wanting to Netflix and chill with you? Yes, he's giving himself to you, man. At this point, I didn't even know he was gay. Okay. He always talked about wanting to find a girl to cuddle with and how he hadn't had sex in years. This was months ago, and since then he kept up the pressure, not in blatant attempts like that. Every few days he would try to invite me to a restaurant or play cards or some other event. I said no 100%. I just wanted nothing to do with this weirdo. Less than a month after this, I see Spanky walk in his underwear from his room to the bathroom just like normal. Spanky goes back, and when some dude comes out, he too in his underwear walks to the bathroom. I think that's odd and continues computering. Dude, like, how do you, like, wait a minute. Like, how are you not using your eyes? Like, do you have not eyesight? Have eyesight? Are you using the force? Like, you're still not getting this? That dude ended up living in Spanky's room for the next 2 weeks. His existence was almost hidden, though, as I would see him once every couple days. Mostly he just stayed in Spanky's room. I'm thinking in a gimp outfit. It really didn't bother me. I was just amazed at how some humans live. Fast forward those 2 weeks, I come home and Spanky is laying on the couch with his cuttish fat girl cuddling. She was very nice, and I had a couple short conversation Oh, I'm sorry, laying on a couch with a cutish fat girl cuddling. She was very nice. I had a couple good short conversations with her. She would, yeah, that's the beard. They always go for the cute fat girls as a cover. She would now be living in Spanky's room for the next 2 weeks, and she brought her dog too, which was awesome. I'm not sure where his other mate went. Spanky is in his early 30s, so I think he really should know better than moving in your one-night stand. I chalk it up to him really having the mind of a child. I felt like he really liked this girl. He just doesn't know how to have a relationship that will last. No, man, he's trying to make you jealous. First, he's trying to make you jealous with a dude. Now he's trying to make you jealous with a girl. Like, you don't see, all of this is preening for you. He's waiting for you to come into his room and seduce him, man. My time scale is off, but this is right at the beginning of the current disaster world we are in now. He moved her in during a global pandemic, and within 1 day, she is clearly visibly and audibly sick. I don't believe the hype, so I really don't give a shit. I'm just astonished the gall of these people. After her 2 weeks, I never see her again. Relationship ended, apparently. Whatever. Spanky, being personality disordered, needs way more attention than the world is giving him. So, of course, he ramps up the reaction and attention-seeking behaviors. Yeah, I mean, because this is all to get your attention. Like, once you realize that's not she's not working out, he's not working out, I repel them at all costs wholeheartedly. In my opinion, with people like this, it's impossible for things to get better. It only gets worse. Spanky had been living a horribly unhealthy lifestyle this whole time, eating bad, trashy foods, drinking Steel Reserve and Natty Ice, and other bad beers. He also slept all day and stayed up all night doing who knows what. I wonder if he's a meth head or just an Adderall junkie. A lot of them are. A lot are. I really don't know. Every once in a while, a random dude will come by and go to his room for 20 to 30 minutes. Not sure what's happening, whether it's sweet loving or drugs. Both. I just think he thinks that he is living a normal life and doesn't know how to be an adult. Of course, he got horribly sick a couple weeks ago and told me about it. He says, I thought I was dying. I think the Rona got me. I think... What the absolute fuck did you say? Is this retard now going around and tell people this? This motherfucker is going to have the contract tracing Gestapo at my door to probe me with needles. Yeah, because they always look, the borderline male is in constant need of attention. They're drama queens. They constantly need attention from everybody, not only you, from the world. I now see this piece of shit as an absolute threat in my life. Unfortunately, nothing can be done about it right now, and I'm not going to reveal to him what I think at all. A few days later, he says, hey, I'm virus-free. I just got tested. I'm actually quite relieved that he says this, as it should mean no Gestapo are coming from his dumb actions. He says they just stuck me with they just stuck a couple cotton swabs up his nose and basically into his brain, and the test came back negative. He tells me why he got the test. From what he said, he visited his sister's house and her family, and they were rip shit at him for coming over after being sick. This dude doesn't get what reality is. Of course his family is right, but he isn't even embarrassed to tell me the story. They live in their own perceived reality and reject any fact that they want. Right, because look, borderline males are drama queens. They're divas. They do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it, and they think whatever consequences that you have to suffer because of them is fine because they're them. Nobody's more important than them. His behavior worsens. He's been on unemployment the past few months. The system is flawed, but where I live, people generally get it faster than most places. I think he is making nearly double what he was making as a busboy at a local restaurant. So you'd think he'd do something like buy a car or make a plan. Nope, those values aren't his. Two days ago, I overheard him talking to one of his male friends, I think a sleepover buddy, right outside my window. He was openly explaining to him how it would make no sense for him to go back to work as he's making so much money now. Yep. This is why they did it, to create a nation of deadbeats. I mean, we're already deadbeats, but to give the deadbeats a real incentive to stay home. He goes on saying he might get an under-the-table job just to make even more money. This is a virtual signal that he does not want to work. He just can't have it on the books because that would invalidate his unemployment money. What a good man. He actually phrases it in why, like, the government is stopping him from getting a real job. His behavior worsens with this very conversation. He is talking to a very good friend of his that he trusts. He says that one thing he has had to do is ignore the calls from the restaurant owner and never respond to the voicemails. Yep, this is what's going on. My wife's dying to go back to work. And the restaurant owner wants to open. They just can't. And this guy's just ducking. On the unemployment, ducking it. My wife can't even get unemployment. Unbelievable. These fucking people. Apparently, the restaurant owner is trying to get his business back running, and Spanky knows enough about the system that if he refuses work from his previous employer, that invalidates the unemployment. He is now an enemy to the people of this country, in my opinion. Yep. My plan is to move out as fast as possible and then maybe talk to the restaurant owner about the situation. Maybe I will talk to Spanky directly about his actions. I don't really want to turn Spanky in because it might destroy him to have to pay back all that money. He has no skills, but that's what needs to be done to rectify this. Then I will. Your ass here. I understand the desire to do it, but this is a guy who's already emotionally involved in you, and now if you outwardly reject him like this, you will cause a fucking reaction that will be for a lifetime. A lifetime. If you reject, if he finds out it's you, he's going to play himself out. Let that happen. Don't get involved, because this guy is in love with you, wants to be with you, and if he thinks you've turned on him, oh my God, the violent reaction, the narcissistic injury that causes will be felt for the remainder of your life. He will not stop. That's how these borderline males are. You cannot. I hope this wasn't too long and that you don't get too triggered. These are tough times, but I am winning, and my next story to you will be a winning one. This scum can be countered and defeated. Spanky is obviously a leftist who voted for Hillary unashamedly. Anonymous. Of course he is. But unless you want an Antifa riot in your house, because that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody who's fucking dangerous. Okay? You're dealing with somebody who's dangerous. Believe me, I know these people firsthand. Okay? He has a physical and emotional attraction to you. If you reject him, the narcissistic injury, the rage fit that you will see. Listen, it's what I experience. Okay? And it'll be for life, and it'll be vicious, and it won't ever stop. He will destroy himself. Trust me. Understand the behavior. This guy has, the borderline male has been pulling on your virtual pigtails. Why? Because he's in love with you. He wants to be with you. He wants to be you. If he could cut your face off and wear it as a mask, he would. If you openly reject him and do something like that, and he finds out, the narcissistic injury is going to cause a lifetime war. A lifetime war. Because that's just how they are. So, it's the best advice I could give you, Anonymous. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for the awesome contribution and the story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to have a private video made, or you just like to make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here, and believe me, YouTube and Google are going to try to make that happen sooner or later, and what's going on with this election, it's going to be sooner. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to follow me on the library backup app as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.